Hello, we're going to take a quick look at the Vortex in patch 1.3. So here we have our mothership, 200 energy. Got some Archons here, 10 of them, and they're at 2-2. I just sort of put the upgrades reasonably high to what I think like a mid-game situation would be. Mutalisks are at 2-1, and we have 38 Mutalisks here. And I want to demonstrate exactly what happens when you do Vortex Mutalisks. So let's go ahead and do that. Shift Q it back. So I'm going to send the Mutalisks in here. And watch what happens when I put the Archons into the Vortex, just like an old Archon toilet. And I'm not going to micro at all. Let's just watch what happens. When they come out of the Vortex, the first shot does not actually work, but the two preceding shots kills off most of the Mutalisks, and they all die in about 4 hits. That's pretty quick. One Archon is actually pretty low in health, which is odd, but so yeah, that was 38 Mutalisks, and 1 Archon died. And if you look away from that Vortex right when they're coming out, you know, if you're macroing or something, you can definitely lose all those Mutalisks without too much trouble. So let's go ahead and make up a few more, and we'll look at just how much you can micro these things to avoid some of that damage. And I'm going to make one more Archon here so that I can have the same numbers as I did last time. Okay, so here are my 38 Mutalisks, yet again. Same upgrades, everything's the same. Put them over here. And I'm going to go ahead and Vortex them again. So this time I'm going to micro as best as you can possibly escape this damage. So the Archons go in, you two. Oops, get in there. Uh-oh. Okay, they're all in. And now I just run the Mutalisks away. Okay, so that's as quickly as you could possibly run them away. I was just spamming the hotkey and ordering them across the map. Look at the health on these Mutalisks. Clearly the splash damage is working. It just doesn't instantly hit them because of the new invulnerability as soon as the Vortex ends, but it's a very quick invulnerability. And look how long it takes Mutas to unclump, even when you just do this. It takes a while. That splash is going to hit them. And so that was the absolutely quickest you could possibly respond if you have all your Mutalisks on a hotkey. And you pretty much stare at the Vortex and get them out of there. So I do want full health Mutalisks, so I'm going to go ahead and dispose of those ones, get new ones. Okay. Now we'll look at a more realistic scenario. Obviously, the top players, you know, if they're in this situation, they get vortexed, they should be able to just get out of there with all of their mutas in orange health, which is not a great situation, but it's a lot better than losing them to 4 hits of Archons. But this time, let's go ahead and demonstrate how much leeway there is in avoiding all this damage here. So send the Mutalisks in, send the Archons in, and I'm just going to delay by like a half a second with my micro. So, you know, if there's a lag or something, this might actually be occurring, so I'm going to wait a little bit and then send them off, and the Archons get 1 hit in. 1 additional hit. Lost 11 Mutalisks. All of them are in orange or red health. Some of them are down to about 10 HP. Big damage. And let's get a few more mutas. And then after this, I will demonstrate the Colossus toilet that is still pretty much working fine. I still have energy, very good. Okay, so we looked at the fastest you could escape the vortex. Mutas pretty much all get damaged, but you can save most of them. Obviously, like two of these toilets are gonna just kill all your mutas, but that's pretty hard to do. So now let's look at one more toilet and just see how a few seconds can make all the difference here. So they're coming out, maybe there's lag, maybe the computer is freezing because there's a mothership on the screen, and now I make them escape, and the Archons get an additional hit. Oh, you guys go back there. So now we lost about 20 Mutalisks. Again, that was just one, half-second difference, and you lose 20 Mutalisks. So the Archon toilet is still in the game. It's just significantly weaker. They don't one-shot all the mutas. And of course, the more Archons you have, actually, the stronger it will be. But I think about 15 will, do a lot more damage. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get rid of these guys, and let's make some Colossi. How many is that? That's 10. That's 11 Colossi. That's too many. I'll send one away. And let's see. Let's do the same thing over here. Rally them down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 Colossus versus 10 Colossus. Potentially, this is a potential situation in like late game PvP when you get into big Colossus wars. This kind of thing does happen, where you get a lot of Colossus on the field, and you really don't want to engage. You want a big concave, And a lot of the time, before patch 1.3, the mothership Vortex into a Colossus toilet was actually the end game that you want. Didn't happen a lot in pro games, but it did happen on the ladder if you watched pro streams and stuff like that. And let's go ahead and demonstrate this yet again. So we've got our 10 Colossus here and the 10 on the other side. Trying to set up concaves. And we're going to go in Vortex. And we'll see how much the Colossus splash damage is affected by the new Vortex. Move up and get a concave. There we go. They should all be in range. And watch what happens when the Colossi pop out. Boom. One hit, they're all half health. And this fight became not even close. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Colossus left out of 10. The other one's totally obliterated. So this is actually definitely a viable option in PvP still. It might be a little weakened, but it is definitely doable. Of course, you do need, 10 Colossus, which is kind of a lot, but this is a situation that can happen. So, I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, the Vortex not totally useless yet.